You know, the last time that we had a conversation like this, like a live update, it was in January last year. So it's January this year. I'm like, let's do another live update. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dorothy, and on this channel we talk about scholarships, international student life, travel, and just vibes, plenty vibes. So welcome. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're an OG, thank you so much for coming. Before I go straight into the video, right, I want to thank you for subscribing, all of you who have. I think last year we were around 600, and now we are like 800 and something. We are growing. So yeah, guys, how are you doing? Because for me, wait, let me remove these glasses. It was supposed to be for the intro alone. Guys, I found a new hobby. Now I want to learn how to do makeup, because at this point so guys, life update is a very chill video. I'm just going to tell you what has happened to me, or what my 2024 was like, and what my 2024 was like, and yeah, and where I am now, because God has been so good to me. But anyway, so I just start with ranting about life after Erasmus. So if you are new to the channel, that means you do not know that I was an Erasmus Mundus scholar, and I graduated, or I defended my thesis in December of 2023. That means from 2024 of January, I was no more a student, and I was not getting stipend. From January, I was looking for a job in Portugal, but it was a bit difficult because of the fact that like I could not speak Portuguese, so I had to learn Portuguese. So I went to the job center in Évora, and then I applied to get a job. There were a number of jobs there, but still, because I can't speak Portuguese, I will not be able to get a job, and so I had to learn Portuguese. Now I can understand when somebody is speaking Portuguese. I'm just like an A1 level language proficiency holder, but and right now, because I'm not practicing, so I'm forgetting a lot of my Portuguese. But the point still stands that I was looking for a job I couldn't find. And if you guys remember, I did post a video talking about your options after the Erasmus scholarship. So finding a job, maybe working on your documents so you can stay, doing further education, of course, if that is what you want to do, and volunteering, and then going back home. Yeah, those are my options, the options I gave. If you've not watched the video, I'll be leaving the link to that video in the description down below. But anyway, I'll just say it was a really hard time early part of 2024 because of the problem I was saying of like no job and things, and you need a job to survive. And so I'm really thankful for my friends that supported me, especially like friends I actually met through people. God richly bless you guys. Like, I cannot even begin to say how appreciative I am of your support throughout my very, very dark time when I was looking for a job in Portugal. And after I was in Portugal for some time, I was like, well, let me expand my scope. So I moved back to Greece, because you know my program, we could go to Greece. We actually did stay in Greece for some time. So I went back to Thessaloniki, and I tried to like work on my documents, but it takes too long to actually get the documents that you need to work in Greece. So then I could not work there. So I eventually decided to apply and work as a volunteer under the European Solidarity. I always say Erasmus, the European Solidarity Corps. Oh my goodness. So what I was saying was that I then decided to work as a volunteer under the European Solidarity Corps. So let's just say I actually applied to a number of them. There was one I was supposed to do in January, but they ended up like canceling the thing. I think they took the other people, but they canceled the volunteers who would be coming from Portugal to it was in Italy, somewhere in Italy. And so I had applied to a number of them, and then there was one that was in Portugal. I was like, I'm familiar with Portugal, and I actually it resonate, like their course or their project mission and vision really resonates with me, and so I decided to work with them. Now this is hideous here, right here. Anyway, so the volunteer organization called Associação Mimi, they work with like old people, so mostly senior centers. So as a volunteer, my responsibility was to work with 2 senior centers in Porto. There was one in Bonfim and there was one in Corregeira, and so all of that is in Porto. And then we had like the main office in Santo Tristo, and so we used to go there like occasionally. But my whole point is that, and then I got to stay. So with the volunteering, I got to get accommodation, and I got like, because I was staying with someone at that time, so I was somewhere in Greece, like staying with a friend. And so coming back to Porto or coming back to Portugal, I didn't have a place to stay, so the volunteering thing came with that. And I would say like it was really very helpful. Like you get to help people, and at least you are able to help yourself. And one of the things that they'll say, one of the factors that should be, as a volunteer, you should have before you can join them is if you have economic challenges. And so at that time I was really economically challenged. So then I decided to do that whilst I like work on my documents and all of that. I was not too sure if I would be actually doing my further studies, to be frank with you. Even though I had applied, even though I had gotten like my admission letter, like because I'd been accepted, but you know, like getting the visa and everything would be a challenge sometimes if you're not able to prove like that you have sufficient funds to move here. You may have your visa like either like maybe kept under review or not, like they reject you from getting the visa and all of that. And so I had to consider all of that whilst I was doing the volunteering thing. So I worked on my documents whilst I was there. I used to go to Lisbon, go to Porto, like just that whole vibe. And then finally I got to I got my visa, and then I had to move to where I am now. So that was like the first, let's say 7 to 8 months of my 2024. I was searching for a job. I was like with friends. My family supported me, my friends, people I hold dear to my heart more than they're like more than family now. Like the blood is thicker than water, but sometimes water really be thickening. But yeah, I was supported, and then maybe just the final 4 to maybe 3 months, 3 to 4 months, I was working with the NGO in Porto that's under the European Solidarity Corps. And so yeah, that was the first part of my 2024. Then I did my visa and everything, and then I moved to Canada. So I'm currently in Ontario. I'm doing my PhD. I'll tell you about the school and everything in another video, but just know I'm doing my PhD. I'm doing my PhD, and yeah, I'm in Canada now. It has been snowing since November, and like nobody really prepares you like on how cold it gets. You feel like, especially for me who has been in Europe for like 3 years, and the countries I was in, they're mostly like the southern European countries, so it doesn't really snow except maybe the northern parts, of course, but the southern parts of Europe, it doesn't snow. And so it rains, it's cold, it gets to like sometimes 1 degree, but like at this point that we are hitting maybe negative 28 and things, it gets really cold. So, like you nothing prepares you on like how cold it gets. But yeah, I'm enjoying the life experience that I've been given. And so yeah, my next point is dating abroad. Well, it's a very dicey topic that I hesitate to speak on, but yeah, I'll just say it's really nothing like dating abroad. I think people who are doing long distance really are forcing. because like it's difficult to be so far away from somebody that you love. And so yeah, those who are doing long distance, you are doing well. But yeah, I think in a general sense, a lot of people who are opting to be single, and I plan to do a video on like talking about singleness and why it's like so widespread. Like there are researchers or people are like engaging in research on this topic, because yeah, I just think maybe there's something broken. Like dating, I don't know how dating was in the past. I'm not going to act all like, oh, and dating was so perfect in the past. I have no idea. But right now, like, especially so, I think when I was in Porto, I just decided to like go on a dating app to just see something because I was curious. And so I just went to join, and like it was really weird. Like I got to speak to a few people. There are some nice people on there, but I just didn't trust like to just go and like meet somebody that I don't know. Please. I like my life. But yeah, I think it's harder to date in like abroad, especially if you're somebody who likes like somebody from your country. So I'm not being like, oh, being so nationalistic, and I'm not gonna date anybody from like another country or anything like that. But sometimes it's nice to be with somebody who kind of understands you, like, so certain things that you would say, certain food types, like things that you would like, food, snacks, like that kind of thing. Somebody who understands you because you're coming from the same cultural context. I just think it's harder to date abroad, especially if like you're somebody who wants to be with somebody who understands you like inside out, like culturally. In Europe, mostly the, like, let's say Africans that you meet are mostly from like Portuguese speaking African countries, so Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, Sao Tome, and Angola. So there's already that language barrier. And not just even the Africans, like even the Portuguese themselves, even the Europeans, there's mostly this language barrier. And it's difficult because you need to communicate. Like, how do you date somebody and not communicate? Like, there was one date that I went on, and the whole time I had downloaded like my Google Translate. So he would say something, I don't understand, like I give him the phone, then he'll type, and then I'll try, and so like there was a lot of things getting lost in translation, and so it was hard, it was difficult. But yeah, we're just still very hopeful. I know that I'm not going to die alone, especially guys. See, I just did this thing, bridesmaid duties. Oh my goodness, like when you watch love in its purest form, you cannot help but like tears will come in your eyes, because like it was so nice. So guys, the wedding that I went to, I was bridesmaid. If before I was thinking that, oh, I'm gonna be alone forever, I think being a part of the celebration of love has made me more hopeful. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video to this point. I'm really very grateful. Thank you so much for getting us to 800 and something subscribers. I'm really very, very grateful. I'm so stunned. I didn't know we would even go up to this point, because I'm a very small YouTuber, but I'm happy that people are seeing what I'm doing, and it motivates me to bring out more videos. So I'm promising that in 2025 I'm going to be posting very, very often, and I'm going to be bringing information that you want to know. Like, you can ask me questions, of course, in the comment section, but what do you want to know? Just let me know, and I'll be working on more videos to answer those questions. Very, very hopeful that I'll be able to get the time to do that for you. And yeah, we would have more life updates this year, because we're kind of stable now for some time, and so it's all due to the grace of God and yeah, his blessings. But anyway, I wanted to say thank you so much for watching the video, and yeah, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and don't forget to stay awesome, stay different, and stay upbeat. Bye.